Chairman Green, Ranking Member Thompson, and distinguished members of the committee, I'm truly honored to be here in our nation's capital to talk to all of you today about, without question, what is the most significant national security threat and public safety threat to the American people in this country, and that is our common enemy, the Mexican cartels. After retiring from the Texas Department of Public Safety, I was so frustrated that what was not getting out about their evolution, I decided to do it publicly myself. And so today I am on your border every other week, riding with law enforcement, trying to illuminate their activities and the impacts to the American people. What you have not been told is that these are no longer drug cartels. They have evolved from organized crime in 2006 into an insurgency in Mexico. And I was there on the ground with people, and we were stunned at what we were seeing. At 6 to 10 hour gun battles with 50 caliber belt-fed machine guns, 40 millimeter grenade launchers, RPGs and LAWs, rockets, as they truly were fighting back against the most elite special forces in the Mexican government. This was the insurgency. And what brought that about were the Los Zetas. They brought two forms of discipline. The Los Zetas were former GAFE special forces who came to work for Cartel de Golfo. And what they brought was discipline and tradecraft. And from that, every other cartel was then forced to create an enforcement wing and rise to the occasion or fall. And that is why you see such wide variety of violence, hyper-violence across Mexico today. In 2010, another major tripwire. And that is when the Zetas began executing mass migrants and Mexican citizens. You may remember the 72 migrants killed in San Fernando. I worked that. The 300 men, women, and children killed in Allende, chopped into pieces, and then guisoed, because the Zetas had a saying that you can't count a body that doesn't exist. And then the final evolution, as we see them today, into a true parallel government in Mexico. What was the indicator when that happened? 2015, Operation Jalisco, when their most elite soldiers went in to get El Mencho, the head of Cartel Jalisco New Generation, and they were shot down. When we went after Ovidio Guzman in 2019, and the Mexican president of the country was forced to release him, what you weren't told is because the Sinaloa cartel, Ivan, the head of the Chapitos, had so many people's heads at knife point ready to cut them off if the president did not release him. This is where Mexico is. So how does that impact you here, and how does it impact Americans today? I am telling you with everything I am, if we do not designate these cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, or at least get the tools of national power, the 100,000 Americans that we are losing year after year to date is just the beginning. The cartels will not stop because they can't stop. This is what you're not told. The U.S. intelligence agency should be briefing you. They do not fear you. They fear their rivals. And the reason they continue to escalate in hyper-violence and in capability is because if they don't, then their rivals could completely take them over. Today, they've evolved again. In February of 2021, I broke this story. This is the adjustment, ladies and gentlemen, from the smuggling of people by Cartel de Golfo into the trafficking of men, women, and children. These are wristbands that Cartel de Golfo, and each one represents a different alien smuggling organization, who began moving them into the country under debt bondage. We have never seen this before. What I'm holding in my hand before you today, I want to be very clear. This is America's new slave trade. And now we have moved these people throughout the country for the best means, but we have sent a virus of debt bondage across the nation. And I'm happy to talk to you about that as I broke that story in February of 21. Finally, I want to say to you this, is they will continue to increase because they have to. Validation to all of you. Look at fentanyl as a great example. The fentanyl that we're seizing mostly in the streets now is not regular fentanyl. They've gone from regular fentanyl to parafentanyl to serafentanyl, and now introduction of xylazines. You've got 4 more xylazines coming on board. Get ready. China, they've already evolved around them. The last part of this I'll say, because I know I'm running out of time, is that you have to take aggressive action. Texas has spent $9 billion to fight the cartels, and it's still not enough. What we need are authorities beyond the law enforcement capability. And the mothers and fathers across this nation, The indicator to you that this government is on the right track to end this problem in this country is when we designate these cartels, or at least get the tools of national power and go after them.